Hello and welcome to the first stop of the 2022 Winter Island series. We are at Mary's Farm, and this is the front nine of the final round of 2 of the FPO Advanced Division. It's February 12th, but the weather is great and it feels like spring, and we have a great turnout of golfers. We have some of the top female players in the region here, and we are excited to see them play. I'm Mark, and joining me is Elsa.
Hello.
Now let's meet our players.
First up, we have Aleesha Bird from Victoria, BC.
She's leading the field with a score of even.
Kathryn Tang, also from Victoria.
And she's just close behind at +1.
Josie Lockey from Salt Spring Island.
She's at +2.
Kristy Lee from Victoria.
Also at +2.
And Sofia Donnecke from Victoria as well.
Also at +2. Hole 1 is a par 3. In fact, all the holes here at Mary's Farm are a par 3. This is 273 feet, although it plays much longer than that, and I think maybe this might not be an accurate measure. But the point is, you want to get up on top of this ridge, anything down that hill, and it just feels like forever to get up. And up first, we have Aleesha Bird. She's kind of known in the region as having the best forearm. Just period, the best forearm. I'm not going to say for a female player. And in fact, many people seek out lessons from her. So if you need help with your forehand, try to get in touch with Aleesha Bird.
She actually showed me how to do a forehand.
Well, there you go. See?
Okay, so Kathryn's got a pretty good shot here.
She's up on the ridge. It'll be easy to get up and down from there. In fact, she'll have a birdie attempt.
Okay, Josie's up on the top of the ridge there.
That was a great shot. That's definitely giving her a birdie chance.
Let's see what Kristy does.
Also looking great.
Really good.
This is all better than I usually do on this hole myself.
Sophia's in a good place as well.
Now this is what I'm talking about. If you don't make it up on the ridge like Aleesha has here, this up and down, she's probably only like sitting at 80 feet, but throwing up at the hole, the amount of elevation change, it feels like you're throwing like 150 to try to get that putt in.
Mm-hmm.
Good attempt there. Now I do have to say that besides Kristy, none of the players today knew that we were coming to film, so they're all a little bit, I would say, maybe camera shy on this first hole, I would assume. I'm sure that nerves are running a little bit.
We thought a message went out.
But
no one got the message.
No one knew.
Okay, so this is for par.
And I still can't get over how great the weather was. It was such an amazing day. This is the Winter Island series, by the way. The Winter Island series.
But we're talking about Victoria.
Yeah. But still, what a great day. It was so warm. As everyone taps in for their pars here. Now hole 2 is 392 feet. It is downhill, so it doesn't really play like 392. The problem with hole 2 is that Mary's Farm has a lot of swirling winds due to the geography of the area, and you kind of don't know until your disc is actually in the air what the wind is actually doing. So turning it over and going way right is really easy. Getting it nose up and stalling it out left is also quite easy. I think the main play you want to try to do is you want to make sure that you're not throwing up. You kind of want to you don't want to make sure you're not throwing up. You got to be throwing downhill towards the basket, like keeping it the same kind of angle as the hill, and that way you can get some carry for longer and easier and keep it straighter. Now,
So
Kathryn,
it was a little high.
a little bit high up,
Yeah.
so it faded out early on her. That's a good shot. Coming in from that side is better than trying to come in through the trees on the other side. Now this is what I mean by keeping it low. She's got like a laser beam going right at the basket.
Wow.
That was a great shot. But she gets the straight carry for a lot longer because it's not stalling on her and fading out, because the momentum of the disc is going downhill, so it's not losing its speed. It's just constantly keeping that speed, keeping it straight. Another great shot.
Yeah, that's good.
Of course, the one problem with going straight and keeping it low is that if your disc is understable at all, you're going to turn over and then you're going to be way, way right, especially if you throw into a headwind. Little bit of a scary putt, because if you overshoot, ooh, she had a bit of a roll. Ooh. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you overshoot, you're going down into those bushes back there, and I mean, then you've got a tough upshot.
Nice.
Nice way to save that par. Because that was a little bit of an unfortunate roll there. Kristy here for the birdie. Nice.
Very good.
Kathryn cleaning up the par. I would say we are off to a great start here. Hole 3 is 370 feet. It's a little bit of a tricky hole. You have OB all the way along the left-hand side. You have OB long. The hole has changed since this flyover has been done. And thank you again to Formation Disc Golf Design for the great flyovers. There's now some extra OB, I believe, that comes into play to the right as you approach in, where I think they're building some greenhouses. But it's a tricky hole to attack, as we see with Kristy sneaking out OB off to the left-hand side. I personally think that forehand, if you have a strong forehand, which I do not, is the correct play on this hole, because it keeps you, as the disc fades out at the end of its flight, it's going to be fading away from the OB, which I think is the safer play.
Kathryn doing forehand as well.
And both of them set up for a good upshot. Get up and down from there easy. And this is a problem with backhand. Straight OB. She just missed her line a tiny bit, and you're not going to recover from that unless you've turned it over miraculously and have it going the other way. I myself play the backhand, but play really, really wide, and then end up very, very far right of the basket. The up shot can be a little bit scary too. But at least you're throwing, like, you're not throwing down a hill towards OB. You're throwing up a hill towards OB, so it's not quite as scary, but
Yeah.
still, you're surrounded by OB up there.
I think at this distance, you're pretty safe not going OB at this point.
True. Kristy trying to save her par here. And that's just a little wide.
Nice par from Sofia.
Josie leaving herself with a tiny bit of a tester here, going for a bogey shot. And she cleans that up, no problem. And Kristy to also tap in for a bogey. And one of the tricky things I find with Mary's is all of the OB. Speaking of OB, on hole 4 we have 269 feet with OB all along the right-hand side. With the way that the cover is, it's tough to play the straight shot direct at the hole. Most people want to come in at it from the left. But playing the forehand will give you a skip towards the basket, which I find scary myself. No doubt that Aleesha will be playing the forehand here. She has the confidence in it. Myself, I say the backhand anhyzer is the smart play for me, because at the end of the flight, hopefully if you've chosen the right disc, you're going to be fading away from the OB and not moving towards it. But Aleesha laying herself up really nice.
Playing it safe.
It looks like Kathryn is lining up for the backhand turnover here.
The other thing about this hole is you can't see if you've gone OB necessarily.
No, you can't.
And you kind of have to judge it by the reaction of the people nearby.
And Kathryn just missed her angle a little bit and faded out early, unfortunately. You've got to commit. You have to have enough angle. You don't want so much that you're just going to turf it into the ground as a roller. You got it? No. Okay. This looks right. That's perfect. It was just fading and floating away from the OB and lands perfectly soft in front of the basket. That was great. And she turns that over a little bit early, and she
knew it immediately.
And this is a perfect flight shape, just unfortunately like 80 feet too long. But that was, again, that was controlling the angle just perfectly so that it fades out away from the OB as you get towards the basket. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on how to play this hole.
That looks good. It is scary throwing it towards the OB.
Oh, it's very scary. She committed, though. She gave that a serious bid. It was a safe bid. It was coming down as it was going towards the basket. That's the type of shot I would play there for sure, is to give just a little safe bid. All depends on your putting style, of course. If you are more of a spin putter, you're going to want to be shooting it with some power and shooting it straight. Kristy with a bogey after going OB earlier there. Really nice birdie for Sofia. looks like the rest of the card will clean up with some pars.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Not for me on this course. Hole 5. It's pretty straight, 232 feet. In the summertime, it's a little more challenging because the canopies really come in more so in your head than anything else, but they are low canopies at the tee box and at the basket. But in the middle of winter right now, not a lot of leaves on the trees, and it'll make it a little bit of an easier approach. And up first we have Sofia after that beautiful birdie on hole 4. And she's got this a little high. Well, that's going to fade out on the wrong side of the trees, unfortunately. That's going to be a tough up and down from there. This a little nose up as well. I think she has a little bit of an easier approach, though. This drive looks great.
Yeah. I'd be happy with that.
That's definitely a birdie chance there. I'm starting to think that Josie has some tournament power going right now, where you get excited because you're at a tournament and you're doing well, and so your drives end up having a little bit more power than you plan on because of the adrenaline and the excitement. I have experienced tournament power myself, where I've turned over discs that I've never turned over before, outdriven holes I've never outdriven before. It's definitely a real thing.
Yeah, it's a different feeling.
Oh, great putt.
That was really great.
I'm sure she's happy with that.
That was a good recovery.
That was that tricky to get through anything there. She was just facing a wall of branches.
Yeah, nice little roll.
Yeah, it was a lucky little roll. Just nuzzle up there. Nuzzle? Nestle? Nuzzle? Is nuzzle a word? Is that a word? Oh.
Oh, wow.
Nice birdie from Kathryn. Kathryn now tied with Aleesha for the lead.
So satisfying to get a birdie.
It is. Hole 6, 245 feet. It is an island hole. If you miss the island, it plays as a hazard. If you go long past the island onto the fairway of hole 7, then it is played as OB and you go to the drop zone.
It's tricky because you can't even see the island from the tee box.
No, it's true, you can't. You just have to trust that you've chosen the right disc and that you're choosing the right distance. It's hard when you can't see your actual target. You just have to have trust. And this is the play. What everyone's doing here is to, in my opinion, is to do the backhand hyzer and try to just land a lawn dart inside the circle. It's kind of what you're trying to do.
Just a little short for both of them.
And we've already seen that all of these players can outdrive this hole, no problem.
Oh, that was rough.
And just as I say that, Sofia outdrives the hole. She goes OB, and she will be proceeding to the drop zone.
A little reaction from the crowd there.
And I think that slipped out of her hand a little bit early, and that was well short. I think she ended up over by the drop zone, actually. That looks like it turned over a little bit and is going a little straighter than she wanted. And
Is that OB?
she's gonna join Sofia OB. So she'll be then going from the drop zone, where Sofia's throwing from right now. Ooh, that was a good bid.
Mm-hmm.
This is to save par now.
Yeah, that's a far.
Oh,
wow.
She
So
almost
close.
had it.
It feels far when you're going for par.
It does. Yeah, especially when it's for your par shot. Everyone trying to save their par from far here.
Mhm.
Par from far.
Oh,
Well, she was on target.
made a sound.
Oh!
Nice. Kathryn.
She gets a slowie. Nice.
Great shot.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Big smile.
And with that, she's going to take a stroke on the entire card. That's
She has,
tricky.
yeah, she has to deal with those blackberry bushes. Not fun.
No. I can it's not a very long putt, but you can be so thrown off by something like that. Plus the awkward stance. Oh, well, she's got it, but awkward stance she had to get into for that. What did he say?
Show those sprinkles who's boss.
Yeah, exactly. Hole 7. It's 251 feet. It's a scary hole. You've got OB all the way along the right-hand side. You've got OB far left, but the problem with the left is really the cliff that is there. And if you get left at all, you're in the danger zone. And it's going to be tough to get up and down from there.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that just plays with your head. It's not a very long shot. It plays to the natural hyzer. It should be really easy. Should be.
Yeah, it's just so intimidating.
Yeah. Well, not for Kathryn. That was pretty much perfect.
That was good.
She's got a good birdie opportunity there now.
So inviting with the sun shining down there.
Mm-hmm. And our spotter's not really sure if that's safe or not. I have to thank all the volunteers who came out, helped out to get this event go. Oh my god! That was a great shot. I was gonna say thanks to all the spotters, and you could hear his excitement as well.
Yeah. Because she doesn't know. You know, she can't see where it landed, so.
But definitely makes a game go a little bit quicker, especially when we've got 5 on our card here today, which is not quite normal. Normally just 4 on the card, but it helps to have spotters to get those discs found quicker,
Especially with that cliff.
especially with that cliff.
That looks good.
Nice little upshot there. Kristy looking about the same with her upshot. Oh!
Wow.
God, that's beautiful.
Did that go in?
That went in. Well, that's a nice birdie to get.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You get down that hill. She's almost down to the OB line there, and it's so hard to get up and down. You're going way uphill. Plus, there's all sorts of little twiggies and bits and bits.
Yeah. Oh, no, it rolled.
Oh, and I think
Oh,
she's
it
rolling all the way
rolled.
down. Oh no, she's back to
Oh.
where she started.
Nice.
Oh, she's up there now. Yeah. Mary's Farm, it can get you.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Nice birdie from Kathryn.
Very nice. And with that, she's well, she was already in the lead, but now she's
Maintaining her lead.
taking a solid lead.
Nice birdie from Sofia as well.
Yes.
So Aleesha's just trying to recover now from going over the cliff.
That was a good putt.
Not bad, ending with a bogey after that.
Yeah. I'm sure she would have liked to not hit that twig and not roll all the way to the bottom of the hill again, but good way to stay composed and to clean it up and limitate? Is that a word? Limit the damage. Hole 8 is 248 feet. It's pretty straight in the winter. It's just a straight up hyzer. In the summertime, when there's a lot more leaves on the tree, you might want to be doing a forehand to get at the hole a little easier, or a backhand turnover, but I'm pretty sure everyone's just going for the straight. Just throw straight at it with a hyzer. The path is clear right now. I don't see any reason why to make it complicated.
There is OB off to the right.
I should have mentioned there is OB right and long. Usually doesn't come into play too much. I guess if you got in the summertime when there's a lot more leaves, you can get a bad tree kick or like a redirect, and it can shoot you out to the right, but usually not too much of an issue. But everyone throwing a little too far right. As I say,
like it
usually
happens.
people don't go to the right.
No, I feel like it does happen on this hole. I don't know why it is, but I noticed that.
Now, Aleesha going the more traditional summer route. But she's got this a little inside as well. Everyone going to be making their approaches from around the same area.
They're all safe, though. So that's good.
Yeah. A little bit of roll.
Oh, just a little low.
I couldn't tell if she was going for it or if maybe she was just getting up and over a bush that was in front of her there. Oh,
Oh.
that's disappointing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, birdie from Josie.
When you hear those chains, your brain gets
Gives
excited.
you that reward. It gives you the reward. And then you see your disc rolling out and it's like, what? No! Nice. Nice way to clean that up.
Mhm.
And so we still have a pretty close game going here. Now, hole 9 has changed since the filming of the flyover. It now is more to the left, kind of behind the tree. You're going to have to do a big hyzer around the tree. In the summertime, that tree is very intimidating with its leaves, but it should still be just as intimidating in the winter because it's the branches, not the leaves, that will catch you. And so you want to stay away from the big tree. You want a nice big hyzer around it. And I think that's what we're going to see our players going for here. Kathryn's got this little straight. Might have wanted a little more height to capitalize on the fade. But easy approach from there.
Yeah, you just don't want to get caught up in the tree, so you might go a bit far right without even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to hug the tree. If you're too close to the tree like reaches out and grabs your disc. It doesn't have to be an errant shot, you just have to be too close. And Kristy just getting through the tree. And this looks good. Now, I wonder if any of our players are going to go for it from here, or are we just going to see all layups?
Well, it is an elevated basket, so the safer bet is to lay it up and then just a little plop in the basket.
Kristy, a little bit long there on her layup. That's going to be scary. But it does look like we're just going to have some layups here. Or a super, super safe bid like that
I
one.
think Aleesha's in a good place. Sophia's in a great place.
And she's got the sun in her eyes too. Oh,
Oh,
great.
nice, Kristy.
Great par.
Josie's got it.
But can't she reach it?
Nice. Or tap in for Kathryn.
We've got Kathryn leading our field here. It's still a tight game. It still could go any way. Who knows who's going to win? If you want to know who's going to win, you should join us for the back nine.
Come back.
Come back.
See what happens.
We'd love to have you. And comment and let us know how you think we're doing. And don't forget, of course, to subscribe and to like and share and all the things.
And click that bell button so you get notifications when we put out a new video.
That too. All those things. And, yeah. We'll see you out there.